Alright guys, here we're going to talk about the movie Mansion of the Doomed. 1976's Mansion of the Doomed, Lee. Had you seen it before?
It's older than me. No, I never even heard about it. Totally whatever.
This was given to me from someone, a friend of mine. Who was once a friend of mine.
No longer a friend of yours?
Gave me this movie.
He's now made an enemy. It's very old. It was made
it is old.
Like at the turn of this whatever.
But the credits start and you're like, Lance Henriksen. Oh, cool. Stan Winston. This could be great. But I'll let...
Listen, I thought it was interesting, and I want to talk about it for a long time. But I didn't really enjoy watching it. If that's what we're here to talk about, that's what we're here to talk about.
I think that's exactly it. I think that this is going to be fun to talk about, but it is a bit of a chore to watch. It's just slow, and the plot is kind of meandering.
Just read a book if you want to be that bored.
That says it all. All right, so if you've seen it or don't care, falls over to spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of Mansion of the Doomed. Lee, let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
Yeah, it was like a time capsule.
Very much.
I want to joke that like this was one of the this is back when they were called talkies or something.
No word from Dr. Brian at all, not in weeks.
It's so old that there are parts where you cannot see or hear it properly.
Yeah.
And a lot of those parts are right in the beginning, which I always associate with like a new digital movie thing of like, oh fuck, we got a thing but it doesn't work. I don't know, fucking do some shit in the beginning. Do a dream sequence, fuck it, I don't know. But this is happening so long ago that it just like reminds you that like this, the circle of life continues to turn.
Things have always been fucked up.
Things have always been shitty. Yeah.
It's like an interesting concept. A guy gets into an accident, blinds his daughter, and he's like hell-bent on making her see again.
He's a doctor, so he can do that thing. But yes.
Well,
I must find the answers logically, without passion. And I will.
He can do it for at least a little while.
Timing must be off. New resistance as I repeat the operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like his way of doing this is like kidnapping and like taking people's eyes by force and swapping them with hers.
Yeah, they set up a premise where like, the retina can't be without blood for more than a certain amount of time. So there's like a countdown clock going during the little surgery scenes and stuff, and he needs a like living donor. Mm-hmm. Oh, so that's like the whole. It's like a medical horror.
So he's slowly perfecting this art.
Yeah.
I think he ended up killing or taking the eyes of like 9 or 10
It's a
people,
lot of more than you would think.
And like what's funny is for a guy that will like savagely drug you, take your eyes, he doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
He leaves you in like a cellar basement, he has a jail cell that's electrified.
My man has a dungeon ready to go.
Pretty much.
Highly sus. Not gonna unpack that. But I feel like this is a movie that like they could remake into a cool modern movie, but they would fuck it up in a way that would not make it cool. Because that's one of the only cool parts about this, is that you follow the doctor.
And I cannot afford to make any mistake.
It's not like some chick, oh, my car broke down, it's raining, and he's like, come with me. And then she's like, things are a little strange around here. Am I in the Mansion of the Doomed? And then like it's like Human Centipede, and that's your intro to the story. No, it starts and ends with the doctor.
Open the door. Now. Let me out!
Yeah. And a part of following him around is that you hear his inner thoughts and monologue about everything, including, this is the whole reason I'm saying this, that he intends to once he figures it out, once he breaks the curse, he's gonna give all those people eyes somehow.
Kill them. Kill them. I intend to help these people, and as soon as I succeeded with Nancy, I will.
Yeah.
That's his plan. But like meanwhile, they're in this cell, like dying of infection, they're becoming animals, they're killing each other, they're fighting.
Hey, no.
it's going insane. And he's like, yep, any day now, and just like doing his paperwork or something. He doesn't. It's so.
They don't ever show how they feed them.
No.
Where they go to the bathroom.
It's completely
how anything happens.
Papered over, exactly. But that's like something about that is interesting to me. But if you remade it, it would just be this whole like, oh, I don't know, fucking, it would suck.
Yeah.
But like something about that, I was like, yes, what the fuck? What is he?
Well, I think if you remade it, it would end up being like the people under the stairs.
Yeah.
Where like it would be these eyeless fucking monsters that rip people apart to eat food. Like the new ones go in there, oh, they might survive. Oh, I'm gonna drop you down into my mansion of the doomed. Like. It's almost like too modern of a house to be like the Mansion of the Doomed. Like
the title makes no sense.
It doesn't,
and it has nothing to do like Mansion of the Doomed. You think of like, oh, it's haunted or it's something or some whatever.
What would be a
like,
good premise for this?
Not like medical horror.
At one point, he's auditioning people to like take care of his daughter.
I understand this would be for your daughter.
That's right, she's blind and I can't give her all the attention she needs. You're free at the moment.
Yes.
And like you think like, oh, okay, but like everyone he meets to take their eyes, he takes them like that moment.
Oh, would you like a glass of wine?
Thank you.
There's no like build up. So like this would be nice to revolve around a girl like, I hear weird noises and blah 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 blah. Oh, she's going like she can see again. Oh, her eyesight went away. And then like eventually you take her eyes.
No.
But
100%.
he takes anyone who's around him. He takes her boyfriend first. He's like, that's your boyfriend. Give her your eyes.
What are you doing today?
Oh, I've been thinking a lot about Dan lately. I thought maybe I'd drive over there and see him.
So yes, but real quick, that's what I'm talking about. They would have a POV character. It would be like that movie where it's like, oh, our son is a doll now. It'd be like The Boy, where like you ride through the eyes of some accessible character who's like bringing the food, and then like the blind girl is like muttering in her sleep, or there's I have to give her injections, and she's like, help me, and it's just like, wait, what's going? It'd be this weird uneasiness, and then you would find out everything later. Here, yes, you just watch patiently, and like Lance Henriksen. By the way, that kid's onto something. I think he was good in this, actually.
You said you could never go that far.
I wrote
he doesn't
the opposite.
do very much.
I wrote. I only like Lance when he's old.
No, listen. Well, okay. So like, first of all, my note says, okay.
He's always been old though.
My note says Lance Henriksen looking exactly like Lance Henriksen fucking 100 years ago.
It's impossible. As you see. How?
But he's one of the only people who ever gets to act because he's like the original guy.
You love Nancy. Love Nancy. You love her enough to give up your eyes.
And he doesn't have his eyes for a lot of it. But even before he has his eyes, like when he's succumbing to like the drug, he did some good work. He's stumbling around. I was like, okay, but only by contrast, because everyone else is like a wooden dinner theater
all
person.
flat.
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
She's blind, Glenn.
Nancy is going to have her sight back.
And side note, the eyeless effect, because of how they use it, because they're always in like low, harsh light or whatever. It usually works. Sometimes it doesn't, but I was like,
built
okay.
up. They look kind of caveman-esque when they do it, and I'm sure it's just like a black mesh that's over the eyeballs.
There's something
they are
pushed
moving
in.
and interacting and doing things.
Yeah.
You gotta help us, buddy. Because we just ain't got the strength.
And they are pretty impressive, actually, for newly blind people and the way they're doing things.
Yeah.
Like, they have a prison escape, essentially.
They do. They're like Alcatraz.
Yeah.
They're like doing a thing.
Dad, come on. Over here.
Yeah.
And that, like, what's impressive about that is, like, not just digging it, is that, like, eventually the guys that come down, because someone is feeding them, someone's doing something, so they're hiding it too, while also being blind. Like, did that work? Probably, yeah, we'll see.
There's an excellent shot where, like, Lance posts up above the crack, and then he goes, like, and then like moves over, like he's like correcting, and I'm like, oh my god, because he's also a doctor. They say his name like Dr. something, and I'm like, oh, because he's like he he's doing the mind palace of like, I have to get out of here somehow. He gives CPR to someone. He like breaks up a
blind
fight or
CPR,
something. Yeah, he's trying. He's like, I'm not gonna let a little thing like my eyeballs being stolen stop me from like winning the day.
Well, because you want to live.
It's great.
The one thing, and it ended up correcting to how I wanted it, is that they finished the hole and there's like a pipe or something. So
Yeah,
like,
they
it's not
can't
big
get
enough
by
for them all to fit out.
That's most of us. But it doesn't sound like so we can get out.
And they send the one, like, the girl, she's like, I'm the smallest, and she goes. And I was like, why the fuck wouldn't you send both of them and tell them to go in opposite directions? And then like a minute later, you're like, okay, she went too.
Look, quick!
I like that it was also a surprise for the audience.
Yeah.
Because it's like one shot where you see them, grabbing the first escapee, and then in the background, she comes out of the same hole, and you're like, oh yes.
Dude, MVP worst person in the movie, that paper boy. Like, what the fuck?
He did not give a fuck.
It's daytime. There's no way you don't see this as an eyeless, like gouged woman
screaming for help.
And not only this, he drops a majority of his papers and goes, fuck those. So people didn't get their newspaper either.
So not only is he whatever, but also dereliction of duty.
Yeah.
No, I have the same note where like he drops all the papers where you think he's doing like a double take of like, holy shit, is that an eyeless crazy woman? But then he just pedals away. Where I'm like, I guess he's scared. I guess he's like, holy fuck or whatever. Yeah, what is that?
I do get that. But
well, they don't make it clear really.
No,
I don't know
it
what
just
I'm
comes
supposed
off
to
as
think.
a super dick.
It feels like, oh, she might get help. Never mind. It feels like that, and you're like, okay. But that's also how the cops close in. I love the cop like being like, well, he's the local eye surgeon expert, so I guess I'll ask him.
I give him a call. Thank you, Doc.
Dude, when he is prepared to take that guy's eyes, he's like, sure, I think I could be there Saturday. And would you like a drink? You're like, what the fuck?
Would you care for a glass of wine?
Oh, no, thank you. Not while I'm on duty, anyway.
So like this is where it's like so like for the time maybe taken one way, but to like a modern audience it's like an SNL skit. He's like, would you like some wine? He asks everyone the same fucking question to give them this like drugged wine.
So when he goes for the kid, I'm like, oh, he's kidnapping kids now.
No. Eyes wide and clear, unspoiled and young.
All right, and that you expect that'll be your downfall. The kid got away, this and that. Those people chase you.
Please, I don't think I want to go anymore. Please, let me out. Please.
Yes.
And then attempt to blackmail you. But really, they do deserve money. You hit their car. Like, you should pay for that.
Yes. But it works perfectly.
And granted, it's 76 and they're getting $1,000 for it, so okay.
That was like $1 million back then.
That was a lot of money. And I just love the like, and do you want a drink? I would have settled for a beer. And I always, whenever something happens in a movie where I go, I would have lived, I'm always a little extra happy. And I'm like, I would have said no to that drink. And like, my buddy there would have been drunk and I would have beat the shit out of this old man and taken my $1,000 and left.
Or just leave. Just be like, never mind.
I'd have to carry my buddy out.
I don't want, but why is he drinking? No, it'd be like, no wine, take the check, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, I'll $1,000. Okay with you, Bull? Okay with me. Gotta take him 500.
Yeah.
I wonder, had they said no, if he would have turned to violence.
I wonder.
He's not physically adept at violence. A homeless man like takes him the fuck out.
You're a lot of money, Doc.
That's great too. Listen, I think that's the biggest innovation here. I can't stop talking about this because you follow the bad guy. Like in
it's nice seeing things not go their way.
Yeah, but like in like any other movie, it would be this mysterious. How does he have it all planned? Oh, it's electrified too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a maniac genius.
Alcohol. I didn't get up on myself. You don't have to pull me around. Who are you?
And then not until the end, and it would have pissed you off. Oh, he drops the thing, he forgets the thing, he hears a noise, he's like, what's that, or something. But here, the whole time, you watch him, and you get, like monologue, where he's like, no, I need young eyes, fresh eyes, that haven't been tainted by a life of struggle. And that's why he goes for the kid.
And that kind of makes sense.
But when that homeless dude, like, tricks him and fights back and everything, and it becomes this whole thing.
All right. Let's go get something to eat then.
And I love that it's a little American Psycho where, like you say, the cops are there, but they're like, okay, like everything's fine, but no one fucking does anything.
He's like a rich dude in a fancy area. He's a doctor, respected member.
Literally, someone missing their eyes staggers down his street. He's an eye surgeon, and the cop's like, I have a question for you about eyeball surgery. Like, he's just there as like he's just asking his expert opinion.
The removal of both eyes is not unheard of.
That's right. Although I will say that it's extremely rare.
There's no suspicion. There's nothing. That's crazy.
And you
it's
think
great.
it'll be like a Columbo moment where like, I'm on to you, chump.
Exactly,
like,
nothing.
But no, he's just
Nothing.
a fucking idiot.
He probably never would have gotten caught.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yes.
Yeah. I did like her walking into traffic. I thought that was good. And you feel for her too. But I'm like, you can hear the cars.
I mean, some of it's very
It would have been
convenient
better
or whatever. Yeah.
if she also heard him screaming, stop, and that's what got her into it. But he was a little bit behind that for the timing to work out.
Yeah.
To be like bullied into the traffic.
Right.
That was voluntary. And maybe she wants to die, honestly. Who's
and
to
listen,
say?
I was afraid that it was going to be like, her skull was flattened and like, we don't know that her eyes are missing. But the cops are like, her eyes are missing. And he's like, damn, really? He's like, no, I'm saying like that didn't happen in the accident. There's like scar tissue. And it's like, wait, what? And everyone immediately knows something's going on. I'm like, yes, good.
Yeah.
Tell me one more time what you just told me.
She didn't lose her eyes in the accident because the scar tissue under the lids is old.
The only line I took note of at all was the two guys who are blackmailing him. He's like, Doc, we won't see you again.
I trust this is the end of it. Don't worry, Doc. We won't be seeing you again.
You won't.
Is there a music cue or does the doctor smirk? Yeah, something happens where I was like, oh, he did it. He said, oh, it's a Star Wars. We're doing a Star Wars. I'm trucking across the star. He said that he's doing the thing. Like, it had that,
Yeah, they got that vibe.
Leo pointing at, I know what he's, that was a nice
It also
little
would have been
moment.
nice if like them or even the homeless guy did get back there and like he's like, oh, can I have another? Like they're such alcoholics that the drugs don't even affect
whatever
them.
drug that is.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I'm a little peckish, but I guess they're just fine with it. No, like there's one other good visual that I wanted to call out. It's when she's going blind the like first time. When she's in the pool and she looks up and they do this weird like thing to like blot
That
out
was
the
so
thing.
dumb to me though.
Yeah?
I'm like, you just had eye surgery. You're swimming underwater? There's
Chlor-
chlorine and shit.
Yeah, to disinfect your eye holes.
I just
Come on.
In my head I was like, when she started going blind, I'm like, yeah, that's why.
Yeah, duh.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Those corneas are new.
So what I wanted this to go into, and like in the remake that can't exist, because there's a whole element here where she is getting more and more fucked up.
An unfortunate choice. But I'll not run out of donors.
Like, this has this entire subtext.
She's had her eyes ripped out like 12 times.
So many times.
Who the fuck does that?
So like her like eyebrows are missing and her face is all fucked up.
No. I don't care anymore.
Which I don't even know if that makes sense. Don't at me, it's fine. But the point is, that's like this visual for the audience, that what he's doing to her. And she's like been sedated so often, she's like, she's just all fucked up. Like you can see this dude selfishly convincing himself that he's doing this for her. And really he's just like, I will conquer the blindness myself. I'm smart. I do it. And he's just becoming this fucking maniac and stuff.
I
love
like her
that.
lying about
Yes.
and then like escaping because she knows he's a goddamn monster.
No, okay, because she finds the basement full of, the dungeon or whatever the fuck, full of people, and she can kind of see, which I think they fumbled a little because Lance should have heard her voice and been like, Nancy, and then she's like, whoa, Lance Henriksen, and like, but she just, she just like sees everything somehow, whatever. But the point is, this is what he's hiding from her, the like dark secret, how the sausage is made or whatever. And then she turns on her own father, and that's his downfall.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
No.
You can see.
No.
Right? Ooh, and then the fucking pathetic poetry of his eyes getting gouged out. And being whole still? I'm like, what? You gotta pop those suckers.
You ever see No Evil? He scoops them out. He likes
I don't know,
them.
man.
Did Lance choke to death the assistant?
I don't, well...
Because I thought that she was
Yeah.
then on the gurney a minute later, and I was like, why would you give dead eyes to her? Like,
So I I thought she was dead. I don't know.
It was not conclusive. But you believe she was dead too, right?
Well, I thought she was dead, but I thought she got electrocuted. But then Lance isn't dead, so I'm like, I guess he's tough. I don't know what's going on.
I thought he choked the fucking shit out of her.
It's
and
like
the electric thing.
There's
was,
several chokings, but they're
Yes.
like movie chokings where I'm like they don't do that anymore because that doesn't kill anyone. So like they have to stop. Like yeah,
you got to crush windpipe with it.
But this is so long ago that maybe. Well, yeah.
When they did the first shocking,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Because then they opened the door,
Yeah.
and like then later there's a better angle. You see like, oh, it's big ass rubber
Yeah.
gloves. I'm like,
wearing like
okay, I like
yeah.
when you do things that don't make me angry.
Yes, and there's a lot of little shots of like the thing sliding and stuff happening where you
Yeah.
kind of get a vibe of what's going on or whatever. Yeah.
It's funny that it's not always electrified. Like it's electrified, like just like all right,
Yeah.
we're coming down. Let me get you off the doors. Like
Well, so like they very smartly though don't have them get out through the bars.
Yes.
They go out some other way, so you can't sit there like just electrify it. Like
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's not. He's not like picking at the lock or something, right? Or like busting a hinge
No.
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, like overall, I think it's the movie's more fun to talk about than it is.
We're
to
having
watch.
a lot of fun all of a sudden.
Post watch.
There's not that good to
enjoying
watch,
it.
yeah.
During the watch, kind of brutal.
Yeah.
Might have been funny in a group to watch, but watching
Yeah.
it solo, ugh.
No, I think there's something to do here, though, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Again, like of all the movies that they've remade where they do it the same way, and it's like, well, this still sucks or whatever. I think there's like material here. You can introduce characters like his friend from his other doctor friend from work who's like getting too close, or those cops or other people.
Or had
whatever.
he hired
Like,
that one girl, like, oh, it
Yeah.
didn't say you were married on your form.
Yes.
Like that could have been a thing, and like her suspicious this.
I didn't tell the agency. I'm married. But my husband travels a lot.
Oh, what does he do?
He's a United States Marshal.
It there's
Yeah.
a movie that this is the exact same, like it's a very similar plot to some other movie that I watched.
Oh, and
with
have
Bad Movie Night
and
once.
have Udo Kier play the doctor.
Oh.
By the way, do the whole thing.
Why the urgent need to remove these remains to the Carpathian Galaxy, I do not know.
Yes.
I think he's already in a movie playing that same character, but that's why I think he'd be perfect.
He could
Yeah.
everything.
But everything escalating and falling apart and closing in, to the point where it's just like, okay, like when he takes is that his wife or his assistant or who is
His
that?
assistant.
Okay, when he finally takes her eyes, I think it's supposed to be that he's so desperate, he's like sawing out the copper pipes to sell them to get a
That
little
should have
money or
been when he
something.
took the boyfriend, though. Like,
Yeah.
like it's such
Something's
a weird
wrong.
thing.
It doesn't
Your daughter
work.
lost her eyes. Her
Yeah.
life is irreparably changed. It'll be very difficult for her to potentially ever meet a new suitor, and she has one already.
and-
that would be by guilt stuck with her all through this.
No, okay, so I didn't understand that either because it didn't seem to be convenience.
No.
Right? So why does he pick the one person she's going to want to see when she can see again?
I don't
What's
know.
going on?
And they didn't
yeah,
paint
tune
it
that
enough
up.
that like he didn't like her, like,
Yes.
like or that he was onto him or anything like
Cheating
that.
on her, secretly abusive. Oh, he never liked her. He's played by Topher Grace in my version, right? Oh, fuck that guy or whatever. He comes over. He's getting a little too close because you're stealing eyeballs, and you go, well, "Do you want some wine?" Oh, da-da-dum, music cue
Yeah.
plays, and then all of a sudden, right, some fucking thing. Do
Or
that.
I also wanted, and we didn't get,
Yeah.
like the nurse lady gives her a mirror. She should know her fucking boyfriend's eyes.
Beautiful.
Oh
Like
God, right?
to be like have her a suspicious.
No, because that could be how she turns to be suspicious. Because she notices the eyes where it's someone
Yeah.
that she knew, and she can't quite place it, but something's off. Ooh, the eyes are the windows to the soul. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't call it House of I keep wanting to say Damned, by the way. That's another fumble. But Mansion of the Doomed, bad title.
Yeah, it should be an eye pun or some bullshit.
Yeah. Windows to the soul.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Why would anybody want to remove an entire eyeball?
Lady, you want to step back on the curb?
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinions you can really trust. Come and browse our